Here's the thing. I forgot my microphone, but I've heard a low, sounded like an animal rumble somewhere in there. Let's go searching for moose, but it is a beautiful foggy morning. I left the ND CPL filter in the trunk, but I don't feel like walking back to the car right now, but this. And listen, the lake, there's almost no sound. It's amazing. There's nothing here but nature, and I feel like I keep hearing this low rumble. I'm not sure if that's a moose somewhere in the park, because I can't hear anything except the birds. I don't hear anything big moving around. So, I mean, for all I know, it could be a motor. But I took a photo just a moment ago where the fog may have been a bit heavier on those trees right over there, that little island. And I got this, I was in front of the pine tree, and I got the stone right on the beach and the rock that's right in the water in the foreground. I think it makes for a nice moody, well, it's a nice moody morning. The fog over much of Maine is pretty dense this morning, which great. I wish I could have stopped in a couple of small towns. Maybe I should have, and just lifted the drone up a bit to catch the low-lying fog clouds that are right below a bunch of the tree lines that are going off into valleys in the distance. The greens, the yellows, and the reds. Like, ooh, maybe I could do that on the way back. So I'm going to make my way around through Baxter State Park. But I still feel guilty. I left my microphone in my hotel room, which is about 3 hours away from here. It's getting a little lighter. I mean, the sun is up. It's just blocked. Today is a day of exploration. Even if I don't get to see the wildlife that I want, just the scenery everywhere in the middle of Maine and going upstate is like, oh, I am so envious because we don't have anything like this. But I may just meander around for a while until the park opens. And off we go, and away with the clouds, apparently. Right after leaving the lake, everything started clearing up. So I thought, okay, this is gonna look really good. But the more I drove, the more I started noticing haze and not quite the blue sky that would have been ideal. And also, soon after this paved road, Google Maps started taking me on some very strange back roads that it thought would be a more direct route. And once again, I started getting very nauseous and just a little irritated, but I figured, well, I was recommended to come to this little spot that's supposedly very good for seeing wildlife. So I didn't really mind, because I thought, this is going to be a good payoff in the end. So I got to this little gravel lot on the side of the road and set up to see some pretty simple but little beautiful scenery. Well, the mosquitoes here at this bog reservoir are eating me alive. They're vicious, but don't have to worry about any snakes. And I pulled off the back road, and lucky me, see the nice reservoir going in a curve, nice trees in the back, and over this way is the mountains. Doesn't get any better. So I think what I'm going to have to do is switch over to the 14 to 24. Be able to get this stone here leading into the water, the trees, and the mountains. So far, I haven't backed up enough to do it with the 24, and I don't really want to go into all this tall grass. I don't want to disturb the bees. But my God, the mosquitoes. Whew. Flying death. So yeah, switch over that. And I think, since, you know, I was told there may be moose sightings possible at this reservoir. I don't hear anything. Don't hear the trees moving. Don't see anything. So I'm going to bust out the drone, get a nice shot of all this from higher up above. So I think that'll be pretty cool. And even more driving on the back roads of the back roads. And I was just getting pretty frustrated with all this, having to go about 10 miles an hour over what should have been an easy 4 to 10 miles turned into about a 1.5 to 2 hour trek. So that was much longer than it should have taken. And I couldn't get a cell signal, so all I really wanted was to get the heck out of there. And in sporting fashion, just when I was beginning to give up all hope of seeing anything interesting today, I came across this unexpected beauty. Oh boy, I don't think you can hear me, but whew. Going down the dirt roads that just happened along this river, and oh my God. That is, man, that's something else. It's what the Guadalupe used to look like back in the day, after a good hard rain. This is just coming from a lake, I think. But oh boy. Oh, that's the sweet stuff. I had to get a shot of that. Ooh. Because I was starting to get a headache from driving. Didn't think anything else would happen. You know, I'm not happy that I've been driving over dirt roads and the back roads of the back roads that have so many holes and dips in them. It has not been a fun drive to get from Moosehead Lake up something hill that starts with an S onto Golden Road, which still is hardly paved, just to get to Baxter State Park. And I've lost so much time driving so slowly in a, you know, rental car. It's not an SUV. The Google Maps told me to go this way, but somebody needs to put up a sign, or Google Maps needs some data saying, oh, that's better. You know, SUVs and trucks only. Ugh, let me get back in the sun. Yeah, SUVs and trucks only, because this kind of road has not been fun for the past hour and a half, or 2 hours, I should say. But yeah, So almost to the state park. I don't know that I'm going to shoot anything there. I was happy enough with what I just got with the drone flying up. So I think I'm good for now, but I'll swing by, see what there is to see, if anybody's seen any moose, because I haven't had any luck. And a few other people haven't either, so. But this kind of made it, this kind of made it worth it. The stress has turned into excitement just for this. And that's an awesome river. Not just a creek, but, ooh, raging. So, yeah, onward and upward. You can't see it, but off in the distance, on the other side of the river, is a man fly fishing. So as I made my way from the river, it was very close to the entrance of Baxter State Park anyway, and I stopped at the front information center to ask, and someone said that there was a moose sighting earlier in the morning. So I thought, okay, maybe there's a chance of some rustling branches in the trees off in the distance. And they told me a spot in a little pond where to go to hopefully see it. And of course, I got there, and a local gentleman had told me it was long gone. That normally there are moose aplenty around this spot, but I figured, knowing my luck, because I'm here, they are not. So even with that disappointment, it was still an experience for the day. Went back to Bar Harbor, and before the sun completely set, I decided to check out a couple of trails at Acadia National Park, not too far from town. And it was very relaxing, not to expect to see anything, but just admiring the colors on all the trees and some of the flowers and little plants they have up there in a tiny little arboretum center. So that's where I will leave it for today. In the next video, we're heading over the border to Canada. So thank y'all very much for watching. Y'all be excellent, and I will see you in the next one.